how to become a niche authority quickly. As I mentioned previously in this training, you need to get a community to develop organically around your brand if you want to be successful online. It doesn't matter whether you have a blog that is attached to an online store, you just have a resource website, or you're building some sort of authority platform, you need to develop authority. How do you do this? In as short a time as possible, keep the following ideas in mind. First, you need to adopt the right mindset. It's very easy to think that for you to succeed, somebody else has to fail. It's easy to think that all the resources available online can be reduced to some sort of pie. For your slice of these resources and online success to increase, somebody's slice has got to get smaller. Get rid of that mindset. Instead, look to expand the size of the pie. If you want another analogy, look to create a rising tide that lifts all boats. Both these analogies lead to the same place. It's all about creating a win-win solution. For you to win, somebody doesn't necessarily have to lose. You can cooperate so you can mutually benefit. Get the idea? Good. You will need it. Interview your way to the top. By this point, you should have already reverse engineered your competitors so you know who is authoritative and credible in your niche. Find those people and ask them if you can interview them. Now, you're not going to be interviewing them one by one. You're not giving any custom interviews with customized questions. Instead, you're just going to give them a questionnaire and you're going to be publishing their answers. When you do this, you create niche-specific authoritative content that targets certain keywords. This leads to more search engine traffic to your website. Sure, it's self-promotional because this content has a link to whoever it is you interviewed, but this creates a win-win situation. You get more search engine traffic and they get a nice backlink. When you do this, you also get free content. People would love to share with you a guest post that they may have come up with. They might share with an authoritative infographic. Whatever the case may be, this content is self-promotional because they expect a link in return. But it, again, gives you free content. Let me tell you, high-quality authoritative content is not cheap. Additionally, when you interview the movers and shakers in your niche, you get on the radar with these people. This opens the doors to more future deals like guest posts and group blogging. Finally, when you link out to their websites, which obviously have a higher authority level than your site, you actually get an SEO boost. This is called the Hilltop Update from Google. Hire a virtual assistant to get interviews. So, how do you interview your way to the top? Well, you can do things for yourself or you can hire a VA from a service like congoplus.com. The virtual assistants from this service are a very affordable $30 per day. You can hire them on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you hire them for 2 days or maybe 1 day. It's all up to you. They are very talented, eager, and motivated. You can instruct them to find all blogs and other resource sites in your niche. You then tell them what kind of information to look for and how to filter the info. They will look for experts who run their own blogs in your niche. They will get their first name and last name, as well as their email address and social media accounts. Once they have this information, you supply them with an interview questionnaire template. This is the email template that pitches them to be interviewed by you. Essentially, you are telling your VAs to open the interview sale for you, and you close it when recipients of your emails respond using their email address, including the template that you've given your virtual assistants. What else should you ask for? Well, in addition to the interview, ask them to guest post on your website and ask them for a piece of content that you will pitch to other sites. This is crucial because when they give you that piece of content and you get to publish another blog, that content will not only have a link to your interviewee's website, but it will also have a link to your site. Sounds awesome, right? Believe it or not, when you set up interviews in your niche, you kill many birds with one stone. It truly is amazing. You can generate content and also set up traffic later on. For maximum SEO, get .edu links like a champ. Make no mistake, .edu links, with everything else being equal, are some of the most powerful links you can get to your website as far as SEO is concerned. No joke. How come? Well, first of all, they're usually harder to get unless you know what you're doing. This is due to the fact that .edu links have a long association with quality, trustworthy content. After all, only educational organizations can get a .edu domain. Anybody applying for a .edu domain has to jump through many hoops regarding their qualification as a bona fide educational institution. Also, .edu sites tend to be older. They tend to be around longer, so their content has had more of a chance to build authority over the years. It's a great idea to get as many .edu links to your website as possible. Follow the steps below. Step number 1, Create resource-worthy articles in your niche. The first step is to create high-quality content in your niche. This content basically must blow away 99% of your competitors. The good news is, you only need to create a handful of these. Step number 2, find .edu resource links that link to resources like yours. Look for college, university, or other educational instituted-related websites that already link to resources that you have put up on your site. You can use this string search site, .edu plus your keyword in URL, resources. Enter the search phrase into Google, look for the contact information of the resulting resource pages, and pitch them to link to your resource pages. Step number 3, find professors who have written about the topics you talk about in your resource and interview them. Reach out to professors and get them to link to you by interviewing them for your resource page. You don't need to tell them that you're not going to link out to them. They don't need to know that. Just tell them that you are basically going to mention them because you are going to be featuring their interview in your resource page. Once you have gotten the interview, paste it into your existing resource and then notify them via email that you've mentioned them on your website. Usually, professors love seeing their names mentioned in authoritative sites. In fact, they like this so much that they would link to you from their .edu blogs. Go to Google, search for yourkeywords.edu. This should show quite a number of academic papers, as well as researchers who have a profile page with certain resources that cite their work. Don't bother targeting professors that don't have these profile pages posted on .edu domains. Step number 4, create a scholarship page with a working form and a deadline. Step number 5, look for scholarship sites listing schools' scholarship resource pages. Find these resource pages and make sure your scholarship conforms to the format and award amounts of these schools' scholarship listing. Contact the schools to get your scholarship listed. It's very important to make sure that your scholarship is not some sort of scam. It has to be a real scholarship. You also have to be clear about your awards criteria, how exactly you're going to pick the winner of the scholarship. Step number 6, reach out to students who have .edu blogs and ask them to write about your resource. You can pay them, or you can basically appeal to their willingness to support your resource website. Step number 7, offer schools specific discounts on your merchandise. Use this only if you have a niche brand monetized with a dropshipping website. You need to find colleges that offer student discounts. Reach out to these colleges and ask them to list your discount page on their resource pages. It's important that you honor the discounts that you're giving to students from that school. Monetize your brand systematically. Start with reverse engineering your competitors. The first thing that you do is look at what everybody else is doing. Look at your competitors. How do you think they make money from their websites? You already have your list of competitors. Visit each and every one of them and look at their ads. Write down your notes and collate them for all your competitors. What do they all have in common? Look up your competition's industry standard monetization model on the list below. Adsense. Adsense is an advertising platform owned and run by Google that pays per click. When Adsense detects text on a page, it will then try to show ads targeting that text. This is called contextual advertising. Advantages. It's fairly easy to get an Adsense account, especially if you live in the United States. Another awesome advantage of Adsense is that they have such a massive network of advertisers that you don't have to worry about finding advertising for whatever content you have. Chances are, there's already an advertiser looking to show their ads on pages that contain your type of content. Disadvantages. While Adsense does pay you per click, depending on the content you have on your pages, you might not get that much money per click. It's not unusual to get a few pennies per click. The rate really depends on where your traffic is coming from and the keywords you are targeting. Another big disadvantage to Adsense is that it is very traffic dependent. If you're just starting out and you don't have much traffic volume, Adsense is probably going to pay you very little money. There are ways around this. You can strategically place your ads. You can also make sure that you're targeting only high-value keywords and try really hard to get mostly American or British traffic. But given all the variability and randomness of Adsense ads, you really are at the mercy of its algorithm. Amazon Affiliate Program. You can place Amazon affiliate product ads all over your web pages. These would show different products. When people click and they buy something from Amazon, you earn a commission that can vary quite a bit. Advantages. Amazon covers a huge number of product categories. It's almost unimaginable that your niche is not going to fit under one of these categories. Accordingly, you can sell physical products related to your niche. This goes a long way in somehow supplementing the content of your niche because not only would people learn how to do certain things or solve problems, but they could actually click on an ad that physically solves their problem. Another key advantage to this program is that usually people do not just buy one product. They often look at other related products to supplement the product that they are buying. If they buy any other type of product, you get a commission on that as well. It's not unusual for website owners to earn hundreds of dollars every month on a very passive basis because the people that they attract to their website end up buying a wide range of products on Amazon. Disadvantages. The big disadvantage to the Amazon affiliate program is that people actually have to buy something for you to make money. Also, sometimes, there is not really a tight fit between your content and products your visitors might be interested in. In that situation, they are less likely to click on Amazon ads. Finally, Amazon is quite stingy on certain types of products. If your niche fits into these low-commission products, you're not going to make as much money from Amazon as you would using other monetization models. CPA Program. CPA stands for Cost Per Acquisition. You join an affiliate program and you get a link to products or services offered by businesses who have enrolled in that affiliate program. If you show these ads on your website and when people click on them and buy something, you earn a commission. Advantages. The big advantage to this type of monetization method is the fact that you can select affiliate sponsors based on how much they pay. It can get quite lucrative. For example, there are gold IRA affiliate programs out there that pay thousands of dollars per sale. You can earn a lot of money pushing those programs. Disadvantages. The big disadvantage to these types of programs is that you pretty much take all the risk. You generate traffic. You show the ads. If someone buys, great, you make money. The problem is, prior to that point, you're taking all the risk. Usually, the more expensive the product, the higher the commission, but also the less likely people would buy stuff. Another disadvantage of this type of model is the fact that you are at the mercy of the conversion page of your sponsor. What if they don't know what they're doing? What if they are lazy and just put up a sales page that converts way below its fullest potential? You end up taking the hit, not them. Email of Zip Code CPA programs. This monetization model pays you money every time people you send from your website to fill out an email form or enter their zip code. These forms can get quite complicated. Some forms ask for a lot of information. Other forms have 2 pages. Generally speaking, the less information the CPA, email, or zip code form requires, the less money you make. The more information it asks for, the more money you make. Advantages. The big advantage of form-based CPA is that people don't have to buy anything. They just have to enter their email address or zip code or fill out a form, and you get paid. Of course, this assumes that these entries are real and not fraudulent. Also, there's a lot of testing going on to make sure that you are not just defrauding the program. Another big advantage to this type of monetization model is the fact that it's very flexible. You can drive traffic from your properties to these forms in a variety of ways as long as it's approved by the program. Disadvantages. The simpler the form and the less fields it has, the less money you make. But thankfully, this is more than offset by the fact that this is a fairly easy way to make 25 cents per email collected or 50 cents per zip code collected. Compare this with making a few cents per click on Adsense. Another big disadvantage is that this type of program favors traffic coming from relatively few countries. If your traffic is mostly American or British, you would do well with this type of program. However, if your traffic comes from developing economies, then these programs are usually not available to you. The ads won't show up at all if you force them to show up and people click through without a proxy. They go to a blind page or a warning page. ClickBank JVZoo programs. ClickBank and JVZoo are affiliate programs that sell mostly digital products like books and software. These programs have made quite a name for themselves because they offer a wide range of digital products you can sell on an affiliate model basis. People usually have to buy something for you to get paid. Advantages. Depending on your niche, these platforms can give you access to a wide range of products your audience members may appreciate. These platforms also work best with a mailing list. If you are converting a lot of your website visitors into list members, show the ads for JVZoo and ClickBank, and they may convert. The great thing about these platforms is that they are never short on product launches. This brings me to another crucial advantage they bring to the table. If you know that a new product is launching on these platforms, you can beat the competition by building a little page or a blog post around the upcoming launch product. Disadvantages. The big disadvantage to this model is that you are penalized for refunds. If somebody buys a product, you get all excited because the statistics page shows that you are going to be getting a commission. Unfortunately, when you check back 2 weeks later, you get discouraged because you find out that that person refunded. Publish your own Kindle books and sell them on your brand websites. Sell books that you yourself wrote or you outsource to places like Ozkey.org. The great thing about selling your own books is the fact that you will sell products that are directly related to the content of your websites. There is no guesswork. You're not worrying whether the ads that you are showing will fit the content of your pages. Since you control what you write in your book, you can bet that there is going to be a direct connection. You can even be very aggressive with your website's ads to promote your book. Advantages. You pretty much run the show. You can promote your Kindle book with text links or graphic links. You can hold all sorts of giveaways to get people to buy your book. You give yourself a tremendous amount of options to market your book because you control the playing field. Disadvantages. Please understand that in the context of this method, Kindle is just a distribution platform for your Kindle book. That's all it is. The heavy lifting as far as selling goes is all up to you. You have to make it happen. Nobody is going to help you. Selling your own digital products. Besides Kindle, there are all sorts of digital products you can sell on your website. You can sell templates. These are all downloadable. You can sell graphics or even software. As long as it's digital and downloadable, you can sell it on your site. Advantages. The big advantage that you get selling your own digital products is you get passive income. You create a product once and then you sell it many times over on your website. Who can argue with that? What's not to love? You also control the platform. You can talk about your products all you want. You can create podcasts, videos, pictures, knock yourself out. You are in full control. Finally, you control the conversion mechanisms of this process. I can't emphasize this enough. My biggest complaint about affiliate programs, whether it's Amazon, ClickBank, or elsewhere, is that sometimes the conversion page or landing page doesn't do a good job. I work really hard to drive traffic from my website, but somehow it falls flat. Disadvantages. The key disadvantage with this monetization method is the same as selling your own Kindle books. You must have set up a high converting platform first. If you don't bother to do that first, then chances are your products are not going to sell. Make sure you tighten up your website first and qualify your traffic so everything works out. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your time. Offer your own dropship store. This is my personal favorite. As awesome as your brand may be, you need some physical products to sell with your brand. You need branded stuff to promote. When you open a dropship store that has your brand and carries products that you talk about on all your websites, you not only make money from each product sale, but you also get to brand your audience members. How many people do you see in any given day walking around with a Nike logo on an article of clothing? How many people do you see walking around in shoes, have a prominent logo? These people are walking billboards. Think along these lines when considering building your own dropship store. This can be a branding goldmine. You worked hard to build an online community around your brand. It really would be sad to see all that effort go up in smoke because you did not take the next step and offer physical products that carry your brand. This monetization model is really something that you should reserve until the very end. This is the key. If you do this early on, your brand may still not be airtight. You may not be qualifying your traffic well enough. There are just so many things that could go wrong. Owning your own dropship store also carries some costs. It's not free. So do yourself a big favor and make sure that your brand is set up properly before you venture into physical products. Mix and match among the different monetization models above and see which works best for your brand. Scale up the ones that are working and get rid of the ones that fall flat. Optimize your brand systematically. It's really important to make sure that you optimize your niche brand on a systematic level. Optimization takes place on two fronts: content, traffic, and monetization. You have to take care of both. I use the following technique. I would divide whatever it is I'm trying to optimize into elements. Taking one element, I would start with the original version and make variations of that element. I would then test it using traffic and see if this variation gets better results than the original. I would take the winner and then make variations of that. I will keep picking variations that get better results than the preceding version until I find a variation that doesn't give me any further improvements. Then I switch over to the next element and repeat the process. Optimizing ads. The technique that I mentioned above works best with ads. It doesn't matter whether you're dealing with text ads or graphical ads, you can still use an elemental approach. With graphical ads, the elements are the pictures that you use, the colors, the text, and the layout. Experiment with these, change them up, test them, and pick the best combination in terms of conversions. With text ads, you have fewer things to work with. You have the title, and then the description, and maybe a small graphic. Use the systematic elemental optimization approach that I mentioned above so you can identify the winner. Optimizing your traffic based on source. Track where your traffic is coming from and how it flows through your website. Generally, Google Analytics does a good job of this. There are also other products out on the market that you can use like StatCounter, which is free. As long as you can identify the traffic source and its general behavior on your site, you will have the information you need to optimize your source. The key here is to find traffic sources that produce the most conversions. This is your job. Where are your conversions coming from? This is a very different question from asking, where is my traffic coming from? We're talking about conversions here. Once you are able to track these down, your job then becomes scaling up that traffic. Forget all other traffic sources and focus on the ones that send converting traffic. You can use a little bit of the elemental approach above, but when it comes to the content that you'll be sharing on those websites, use the element by element optimization that I taught you to quickly identify promotional content that gets the best results. Optimize your monetization among different types of ads. Run different types of ads on your website. I'm talking about text links, email submission forms, graphical banners, graphical ads that are made up of only text, and native ads. Test all of these through your website and pick out the type of ad that gets the most conversions. Again, I'm not talking about getting the most clicks. I'm talking about sales or email submissions here. These are actions that put money in your pocket. Pick the type of ads that produce the most conversions. Maybe these are text links. Maybe these are graphical banners. It really all depends on your website. But at the end of the day, you need to pick 3 of them. These are the top 3 money-making ad types. Optimize your monetization among ad sponsors or products. Now that you have identified the types of ads that produce the most conversions, promote different sponsors using these types of ads. The key here is to identify the top 3 sponsors or monetization methods that convert the best. By optimizing your website on a systematic basis, you pretty much guarantee your paycheck. Conclusion. You now have all the information you need to get started with a system-based approach to niche marketing. Using a system enables you to achieve more predictable success you can duplicate, not just with your current niche, but with other niches as well. This training lays out the key starting points. Fill them out as you implement them. Keep tweaking them to maximize their effectiveness. To your great success.